This week in Destiny for January 30th, 2025. Heresy releases next week and we have a full preview at the new artifact. A look at new and reprised weapons releasing with the episode. A strange Mercury emblem tied to the Sunder Doctrine dungeon. Heresy content that will have no voiceovers at all and just subtitles. We'll discuss all of this and more. Welcome Guardians, let's dive right in. So Bungie first begins with a Heresy Act 1 developer livestream recap. We talked about all this stuff in our video the other day. We're going back to the Dreadnought. There's a new 3-player activity called the Nether. There's new armor, Star Wars crossovers, and even exotic weapons to go after. If you'd like to see all of that, be sure to check out the previous video. With Heresy's release, there's something called the Heretical Arsenal, something similar to the Into the Light weapons. For Heresy, they not only have a suite of great episodic weapons to chase, but also have adept versions to add to your arsenal. These have a different color scheme, can fit adept mods, include a second origin trait, and also drop with additional perks in the 3rd and 4th columns. So they showed us a couple of these the other day in the auto rifle and grenade launcher, but here's a look at the other two. The auto rifle was a strand support auto which fires out strand seekers. The arc grenade launcher Psycho Pump can roll with the new arc perk Rolling Storm, which grants bolt charge after final blows. Season of the Arrival's Reprised set is also a thing. These will be reprised with updated perk pools and it can also be enhanced. Bungie knows many people are fans of Cold Denial and that's going to return as well. Vault of Glass also gets reprised weapons and crafting added to the raid. After reprising the Garden of Salvation weapons during Revenant, only one last Destiny 2 raid remain with no craftable weapons. So Bungie is fixing that. When Heresy launches, Vault of Glass will see its weapons pool reprised with new perks and will be craftable once you unlock their patterns. Remember that you can earn drops with each one of your characters once a week, or go all in and earn an infinite number of drops when the Vault of Glass is the featured raid in the weekly rotator. Don't forget you can also complete the raid on Master difficulty if you're looking for extra challenges and their adept counterparts. The more patterns you have unlocked, the higher the chance your 3rd and 4th columns will have a 3rd weapon trait. During the reveal stream, Bungie showed off a couple of the exotic weapons. This is the Barrow Dyad submachine gun. It's a strand gun that will generate blighted seekers when shooting it, and regen ammo very fast when not. We talked about this thing the other day, but here's a look at the original version and also the ornament Dreaming City themed applied. They also showed off another image of the Lodestar primary trace rifle. This one drops from the season pass, and if you do a special reload to overcharge it, it'll jolt enemies that you target. With Heresy calling Guardians to return to the Dreadnought, we're going to need all the firepower we can get, so the artifact for this episode is especially strong. The Hive and Dread aren't going to go quietly, so heavy and special weapons are picking up anti-champion capabilities for this episode, with future acts authorizing further options. They mentioned a couple of these the other day, but now we have a full list of the artifact perks. Column 1 gives us Unstoppable Fusion. Overload machine guns. Piercing sidearms to stun those barrier champions. Additionally, sidearms are always overcharged when that modifier is active. Anti-barrier sniper rifle and then unstoppable glaive. Column 2 starts with overclock and load. While you are amplified or have bolt charge, arc weapons gain increased handling and reload speed. Deep alchemy. Weapons with the subjugation origin trait gain stability and reload speed for a short duration when hitting any target. These weapons are also overcharged when that modifier is active. Volatile Marksman. Rapid Void Weapon precision kills and Rapid Void Weapon final blows grant volatile rounds. Boost volatile detonations grant class ability energy. Legend Incarnate. Weapons with the Time Lost Magazine origin trait gain bonus damage. These weapons are also overcharged when that modifier is active. And lastly for this column, Unraveling Orbs. Picking up an Orb of Power or a Tangle grants strand weapons unraveling rounds. Column 3 starts with Hold the Line. While surrounded, machine guns and glaives gain increased reload speed and stability. Final blows heal you. Dielectric. Defeating arc debuff targets grants Bolt Charge. Boost. Rapidly defeating arc debuff targets spawns an Orb of Power and heals a small portion of health. King's Vestige. Defeating powerful Taken loads your weapon with Taken energy. The next time you fire, launch 3 Taken Seeker rounds that disrupt and exhaust targets. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage. That one sounds pretty cool. Disruptor Spike. Improves the effects of Exhaust and Sever, lowering a target's damage output even further. Exhausted targets deal reduced outgoing damage, and exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with the Psycho Hack or Subjugation origin traits. Photonic Flare. Defeating an exhausted or severed target with arc damage releases a blinding burst. Exhausted targets again deal reduced outgoing damage, and exhaust is applied by disrupting combatants or by weapons with those origin traits again. Column 4 is Dreadful Finisher. Defeating powerful combatants with your finisher spawns special ammo for you and your allies. Defeated subjugators, tormentors, or champions spawn more ammo. Maligned Harvest. Rapidly applying Volatile causes your next instance of void weapon damage to create a weakening burst. Flashover. When you gain maximum bolt charge, you also become amplified. Lightning bolts deal more damage. Horde Shuttle. Damaging unraveled targets with a weapon occasionally spawns a Threadling. And then Nobel. Rapid Glaive melee final blows grant special ammo glaives additional ammo. Blocking damage with glaives increases their melee damage to targets. And lastly, we have column 5, starting with Particle Reconstruction. Dealing sustained damage with fusion rifles or linear fusion rifles partially refills the magazine from reserves and grants them bonus damage for a short duration against that target. Elemental Supercharger. Defeating exhausted or severed targets with weapons that match your super element grants super energy. Heavy Ordnance Regeneration. Dealing sustained damage to targets with a heavy machine gun or rocket launcher grants damage resistance and increases grenade and melee regeneration for a short duration. Defibrillating Blast. Stunning a champion grants maximum stacks of bolt charge. Triggers an arc bolt that heals you and jolts combatants that it damages. And lastly, we have Void Flux. Defeating weakened targets with a void weapon applies Volatile to nearby targets. Powerful targets increase the radius of the explosion. In Heresy, Bungie is adding a new type of weapon mod to help us expand our capabilities on the episodic weapons. Like the Artifact, Fragile weapon mods will offer some unique perks, opening new build options and adding some firepower to your episodic weapons for the duration of Heresy. Once you've earned a new Fragile weapon mod, you can navigate to your eligible episodic weapons and apply it as you would any other weapon mod. Act 1 will offer 2 of these Fragile mods with more available in the coming acts. Here's a look at one of these that we can earn. It's called Power of Resolve. Rapid hits with this weapon create a Taken Seeker projectile. It's strong against unstoppable champions. It's almost time for the Sunder Doctrine Dungeon Raid Race. If you're keen on following the action as the Fireteams vie to become champions, you can check the official Raid Race coverage in the stream by CB Gray and Evan F 1997. If you tune in, you'll also have a chance to get a pretty cool emblem. I'm not sure if this specifically has something to do with the Sunder Doctrine Dungeon itself, but the emblem looks amazing. Now, as you can tell, this is clearly Mercury in the background, so we know we're going to Rolk's pyramid ship, but will we somehow venture here as well? There's also a couple of other emblems available too. The Gloaming Dark emblem from several Destiny 2 streams if they opt into it, and a new sub-drop emblem for opted-in channels too. Now there's going to be one winner for this dungeon raid race, and they get a trophy that looks like this. So if you're interested in getting a piece of this trophy, get your fire teams geared up and your strategies ready. Now apparently there's a voiceover update too. Due to an ongoing strike, you may notice certain voice lines being silent in the game. However, they say they have enabled subtitles by default for this release to ensure players do not miss any narrative content. So I'm not sure what this specifically means. I'm guessing at certain points there'll just be subtitles and no dialogue at all. This may have been the reason we didn't see Sloane's dialogue appear, or that was just cut out for the stream. If this is the case, this will be kind of weird having blank dialogue when introducing an important story like this, especially when you're closing out this saga. The Fireteam Finder is getting updated in the mobile app soon, with better browsing, top-level categories, and also a new clan tab. If you're interested in reading that, that can be found in the TWID. But Guardians, that's basically a bulk of the information from this week in Destiny. There's some fashion feedback and more information discussing Game to Give, and also Bungie rewards if you're interested in that stuff. If you'd like to see some more Destiny news, lore, and mysteries just like this video, please be sure to subscribe to the channel. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you all in the next video.